Close your eyes for a moment. Listen, not to this recording, but to the world around you. We live in an era of relentless noise. It is in our pockets, buzzing with notifications. It is in our streets, humming with engines. And most dangerously, it is in our minds. A constant, frantic internal monologue about what we must do, where we must be, and who we must please. We have become a civilization that fears the void. We fill every silence with a podcast, a song, or a scroll. We treat stillness as a symptom of boredom, or worse, a sign of failure. But what if the noise is not the life we are meant to lead, but the fog that prevents us from seeing it? Today, we step back. We peel away the layers of societal expectation. We are going on a journey, not just across a map, but into the interior of the self. We are walking into the silence with the man who made it his life's work to find the truth, Henry David Thoreau. In July 1845, a young man walked away from the town of Concord, Massachusetts. He didn't go far in distance, only about 2 miles, but in spirit, he traveled to another dimension. He built a small cabin on the shores of Walden Pond. We shed the suffocating noise of society to confront the raw, terrifying stillness of Walden Pond. Notice the word Thoreau's legacy evokes, suffocating. We often don't realize we are gasping for air until we step out into the open. The noise of society isn't just sound, it is the quiet desperation that Thoreau famously spoke of. It is the pressure to own more, to work more, and to be busy as a badge of honor. But as we walk into the woods, that noise begins to thin. The heavy coat of social identity, the titles, the reputations, the depths falls away. What is left when the world isn't watching? What is left when there is no one to impress? That is where the journey truly begins. Thoreau didn't go to the woods to play hermit. He went there, in his own words, to front only the essential facts of life. By stripping life to its essential marrow, we challenge the assumption that solitude is loneliness. Think of a bone. The marrow is where the life is created. To get to it, you have to break through the hard exterior. Our lives are often all exterior. The house, the car, the social media feed. Thoreau wanted to bite into the marrow. What does it mean to live deliberately? It means making a choice about every minute. When you wake up, do you wake up because a clock told you to, or because the sun called you? When you eat, do you taste the earth in the food, or are you just fueling a machine? In the silence of Walden, there are no distractions to hide behind. When you are alone with a tree, a pond, and your own thoughts, you are forced to confront yourself. This is the terrifying stillness. It is terrifying because we have spent our lives running away from ourselves. But in that stillness, we find a different kind of strength. We must address a modern tragedy, the confusion of solitude with loneliness. Society tells us that if you're alone, something is wrong. We are social animals, they say. And yes, we are. But a person who cannot be alone is a person who is never truly free. They are a prisoner of the presence of others. Loneliness is a lack. It is a hunger for someone else to fill a hole in your soul. Solitude, however, is a presence. It is a fullness. It is a discovery that you are sufficient company for yourself. When you walk into the woods, as Thoreau did, you realize that you are never truly alone. You are surrounded by a billion lives. The ants in the soil, the wind in the pines, the ripple on the water. You become part of a larger conversation. The silence is actually a symphony, but you have to be quiet enough to hear it. Thoreau once said, "I love to be alone, I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude. Can you say the same? Can you sit in a dark room for 30 minutes without a phone and feel at peace? If not, that is the noise of society still screaming inside you. Walking into the silence requires something most of us lack: courage. Not the courage to fight a lion, but the courage to be misunderstood. Our world is obsessed with busyness. If you aren't busy, people think you are lazy. If you aren't productive, they think you are worthless. To choose to walk slowly, to sit and watch a pond for an entire afternoon, is a radical act of rebellion. As we read, true freedom requires the courage to be misunderstood by a world obsessed with busyness. People will ask, "What are you doing? Why aren't you getting ahead? Why are you wasting your time?" Thoreau's answer was simple. He wasn't wasting time, he was saving it. He was making sure that when he came to die, he didn't discover that he had not lived. To be misunderstood is the price of freedom. If you live your life so that everyone understands you, you are living someone else's life. You are following a script written by the suffocating noise of the crowd. To find your own voice, you must first go where the other voices cannot reach you. As we conclude our walk with Henry David Thoreau, we realize that Walden Pond is not just a place in Massachusetts. It is a state of mind. You don't need to build a cabin in the woods to find the silence. The solitary wanderer is a role we can all play. Even in the heart of a city, it is the choice to breathe before reacting. It is the choice to turn off the screen and look at the stars. It is the courage to say no to the busyness. You can say yes to your soul. We shed the noise. We confront the stillness. We strip life to the marrow. And as we step back into our daily lives, let us carry a piece of that silence with us. Walk deliberately. Live deep. And never be afraid of the quiet. For in the silence, the truth finally has a chance to speak.